Alright, so the creator tournament just finished up. I'm currently sitting in my freezing car right now. Just wanted to give a few comments on how it went. I had a lot of fun. I know a lot of people were saying, things about my Vesper play, but I just want to say that I really tried my best with Vesper, and those two big mistakes really costed me. I was really sad that I couldn't pull out the win with Vesper. I did end up using the Twilight Longbows over more Gunners in that first match, and then I really just never should have picked Necromancer in the second match. But still really well played from Prahet, knowing that exact counter and being able to take me out because of it. So with that being said, I'm going to have the rest of the video play how I had it prepared right after the tournament back in January, on January 22nd. So the rest of this video is going to be from then. Hope you guys enjoy, and now I'm going to clean out my car. What's up, it's your boy Hobo Drobo. Today, I'm just going to be giving my quick thoughts on the Creator Cup, as well as going over the Vesper map and what I could have done differently to win that match. One simple mistake really cost me big time. First off, thank you to Ironhide for hosting the event and sponsoring the creators with the giveaway. Shout out to my opponents Alex, Rexy, and Prahant. They all played really well. And shout out to the other competitors, PolyX the Wise, Griper, Saska, and Gambit. I'll have all of their channels in the description if you want to check them out. Also, shout out to Castle KRB for showing me and coaching me on Seti's deck. I'll have both of their channels linked as well, and the original match that inspired this deck. Shout out to Stormy Muffin as well for scrimming and pushing the Martial Flourish agenda. I'll have their Twitch link in the description. The streams are a lot of fun, so definitely give them a follow. And then shout out to all of you guys. I'm very thankful that I got to compete in this tournament, and it wouldn't have been possible without the community. And there was only a little bit of pressure. Now, before we get into this deck, I do want to say that the giveaway winners will or have been posted separately from this video. I'm not sure when that will be. I'm recording this on January 22nd, middle of the day, and we're planning on drawing the names tonight, so just stay tuned for that. Regardless, by the time this comes out, the giveaway winners will be chosen at random. If for some reason you don't have battles, there is a link in the description that will take you to the Google Play or App Store to download it. The community manager said that, and I quote, "The more players who join the game through this event, the more likely we are to organize future tournaments like this one in the future. So click the link to download, or just click the link in general because I'm not going to stop you." Now let's get into this deck, and I do want to get into the Vesper match, and unfortunately I had this entire video recorded over the Vesper match talking about the Necromancer deck, and it just didn't feel right because that Vesper match where I made a big mistake, I wasn't even using Necromancer, and then when I was using Necromancer with Vesper, that was the mistake in the third match. I should have kept Sorcerer in there, but I just didn't. Major blunder. But that second match I will definitely mention when I get to there. I really, really wish I won that match. Now let's talk about this deck in the Creator Cup, and Necromancer is really the backbone of this strategy, as well as the Gunners. But you have to make sure that you're playing it a very specific way. The only cards I really switched up during the tournament was the Necromancer for the Sorcerer when I was doing the Longbow strat with Vesper. I was really just hoping to get a map with JT, but that didn't happen. But that's not an excuse, because I definitely could have still won if I had just bought more Gunners over the Twilight Longbows. Just a massive mistake. Otherwise, I did switch up my artillery here and there. I did start with the Dwarf a few times at first because it is a lot of fun, but it just didn't do enough. And then I did end up switching to Dwarven Artillery a few times to counter Magnus. Although Alex, for example, had really good micro and was able to avoid my tar bombs, so it didn't get too much value. And that's why in the end I ended up going with the Glacial Druid, because both of its disruption skills are just too good to ignore. And now that Archmage really isn't in the meta for on-level towers, it's very apparent that Necromancer definitely dominates, and when you combined it with something like Glacial Druid and the Rocket Gunners, it's basically the hard meta. And in some ways it counters the Stadium meta, so a lot of people don't expect it. Basically, in these early rounds, you want to try and get the Necromancer riders up as soon as possible, stalling time and putting a lot of pressure on my opponent, especially because I didn't expect them to really take Archmage. I kept Necromancer in almost every single match, and I was prepared to go up against Archmage even if I had to. Rexy had a unique Archmage battle mecha deck, but since he wasn't able to get me out by the boss round, I just had so much more of an advantage by the time the boss actually spawned. And so while you're focusing Disruption, upgrading your Rocket Gunners based on when you need to, getting either the AoE down or the Sting Missiles for the high HP targets, it's really important to note that this spell combo is the backbone of this deck. Having Command Orders and having Ultimate Strike gives you an extra 11% on Ice Scout's primary attack, and then add on the Twilight Longbows with the extra 5%, you're up to an insane 16% extra damage on Ice Scout's base attack. It's basically like using a level 8 Ice Scout in custom matches. And that helps Ice Scout synergize so nicely with all of the tools in this deck. You can use Command Orders to stall the off lane, and then you can use Ultimate Strike to take out the enemies when you need them. That's really effective, and it's not always used on the highest HP enemy. And you can see in this match, I really didn't use it a lot. It depends on what boosters are being sent. However, in the original deck, Twilight Longbows weren't introduced yet, and so Seti was using Barbarians, and he was also using Dwarf as his artillery, but I do think that there are better options for Dwarf. Seti, if you want to give us any notes on this deck, I'll pin it in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll have his original matchup in the description. But now what's super nice about this deck is really the synergy between the Rocket Gunners and the Necromancer. The Necromancer puts a lot of pressure on your opponent, deals magic damage where you need it to, and surprisingly does enough damage, especially with that poison skill. Don't sleep on both of its skills, they're both really good. But again, this is in custom matches. Stadium, it's going to struggle a lot more because it's not going to be able to do as much damage as some of the other towers. But what's nice about the Necromancer is that a lot of other opponents are going to be using Rocket Gunners in these custom matches because of how good it is. What's nice about the Necromancer is that it spawns skeletons and makes it so that the sting missiles from the gunners basically get wasted on those skeletons. Anything else that comes through, like the Glacial Druid golems, those are really nice to waste sting missiles on, and you basically just want to make sure that your opponent is struggling, maybe having to move their hero to the off lane, try and pick as many troop boosters as possible, even if they can be dissipated. Just go all out, send as much as possible. Ghost booster isn't too bad, but it's really the counter to Necromancer, so, you know, it's not great. And by that I mean if your opponent gets the Ghost booster and you have Necromancer, you're going to have to deal with a lot, and that's the main reason I lost that third match with Vesper. I really shouldn't have taken Necromancer, and I should have kept Sorcerer in my deck. But you can see that even in this round 5, I was putting a lot of pressure on Prahant. He's not able to really set up for the next round effectively, and now by the time the boss comes, I'm going to take out this boss right away just by stacking the Rocket Gunners on top of each other. This map is crazy busted for Rocket Gunners. It's actually crazy. I honestly think that after this tournament, we will see the Sting Missiles get nerfed, maybe even the Necromancer, but I'm not really sure what they could do there. I think it's fair enough, although it is really good in Onslaught too, so I would like to see it get some kind of small nerfs. I don't mind it not being too good in Stadium. I think that eventually when we get it high level and it's good, I'm fine with that personally. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And don't get me wrong, I think the Rocket Gunners are an awesome epic card that are actually able to be upgraded as a primary win condition, but the Sting Missiles just do way too much damage to those single targets. It's pretty crazy. Now, before we get into the Vesper match, I do want to mention that we are going to be setting up tournaments in the future as a community. Shigaki has an entire Discord setup that he set up by himself, having a lot of tournaments going already. Some of the community is helping out, helping organize events, and if you guys are interested, I'll have the link in the description, and we're going to be setting up a special event coming soon with some unique properties for a tournament. I'll also be running a poll to see what kind of format people want to see from a tournament. But regardless, if you're interested, join the Discord ASAP, hit up Shigaki, he wants to get a ton of stuff going. And like I said before, the main reason I lost the third match is because I took the Necromancer with Vesper, especially when he got the Ghost booster. I was just cooked, there was nothing I could do. I really shouldn't have taken the Necromancer there, but here, I definitely had a chance to win, and I screwed up thinking that I would need the longbows. I should have practiced with Vesper more, knowing that, especially on this map with this boss, I just had to go full Rocket Gunners. I even buy the support blades in this middle of this boss round right here. What was I thinking? Like, I really should have just bought more Rocket Gunners, and I truly believe that if I had done that, we would have gotten more support in the middle here. I had already done such a good job in rounds 1 through 5 keeping up, making sure that I had enough eco to not fall behind, but one little blunder like that with a hero like Vesper, and all of a sudden, you feel really, really far behind. But this is why deck selection is so important in tournament play. The reason why I didn't pick Necromancer in the second match is because I knew that Prahant probably knew that the counter to Necromancer was Necromancer, and he guessed it correctly, so I didn't want to risk doing that, and I wanted to go with my normal strategy, seeing if the longbows or the gunners could have got it done, and they probably could have. I just made that mistake. And GG Prahant, well earned. Adding this later on, there's one more thing that if you guys want to see me break down more of the matches, drop a like on the video, comment what match you guys want to see me go over, drop a like on that comment if you see it, and maybe I'll get to it. Also, WRexy hitting the laughing emote after beating me, I love the BM. And he beat Necromancer using my own deck, so I figured I'd try something similar against Prahant, just with Vesper.